Hey everybody. Just want to give you a heads up as I was editing this conversation video, I realized I deleted some of I deleted all of I'm recording. I realized I just deleted all of the hybrids footage, and that's why there's going to be that that banner at the bottom that says DGI and all that stuff. You'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, hope you enjoy this video. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Welcome back to the channel. And I'm Jimmy,
and I'm Genesis.
and we are gonna do another sitting,
Stalking.
stalking, sitting, and
Still haven't
talking.
decided a name,
I like that name,
but
stalking.
we'll just be chatting today. And what's our topic for today?
Uh, well, why don't you introduce it? Because I feel like you brought this one up.
Well, I thought it would be a good idea to have like a conversation, just talk about our what makes us feel confident and our insecurities as well. At least for me, I feel like it's going to be mostly insecurities. But yeah, when I came up with the idea for this video, I took it to Instagram and I asked my followers. I mean, there aren't that many, but I asked everybody like if they had anything that helped improve their confidence, and like what they were doing. And of course, all of them were women. Like none of our guy friends responded to it. They saw it, but they did not respond to it.
I know.
Uh,
Mine too. I did that too. I tried to put a poll on my Instagram. People didn't respond, and actually one of them did, but I think he was just being funny. So yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it would have been nice to have like a guy's point of view. So we'll just have yours. But yeah, a lot of the women that replied to my Instagram story, a lot of them pretty much offered like the same advice. Like they all pretty much did similar things to help improve their confidence. So I'll go over that and share those with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick around.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out our last stocking video, and then yeah, let's jump into this.
Mhm. Okay, I'll start by sharing because I feel like a lot of what we're going to talk about, at least for me, a lot of the what helps make me feel confident is was mentioned by a lot of my friends too. So let's take a look here. So some of them that I thought were pretty good were from some friends who are moms, and one of them said that working out has really helped increase her confidence. She says she's lost all the confidence in feeling sexy after having kids, which I heard is pretty common.
I can see that happening.
Um, Someone else said wearing sexy lingerie,
I
which
can
I
see
can
that
see
happening for
that.
men too.
There's also exercise and lifting weights helps. Having a good skin day or a good hair day can always improve your confidence. Skincare or doing their makeup.
Relatable.
Yeah. There's also music that hypes you up. I think that's also a good one.
Mm.
Okay, which we'll talk about it later, but I thought that was a really good one. What else is there? Someone said sharing my passion with others and doing squats. So I think yeah, we can talk about all of those too. I'm working out daily. And what else is there? When they take care of themselves, whether it be through working out or having like skincare routine. So those were
Mm.
some of them. So a lot of them are pretty similar. So a lot of it, I feel like has to do with just um, good self care. So which I think I can really relate to that.
Yeah, a lot of that sounds really good. Like, I feel like, as a guy's perspective, I don't want to speak for all men out there, but for me, all that sounds like what I would do. I guess
Mm,
feel confident.
yeah.
Mostly the music listening to part, lifting weights for sure.
Mm.
Especially like if I get a good like workout in, I'm like, yeah, I feel
Oh
good about
yeah.
that one.
Yeah, I think like going back to like the lifting weights one, I really noticed that even though like it's challenging at first, like when you first start lifting weights, but I noticed when we were going to the gym and like I was improving like lifting, like I was increasing the weight, and it did feel sexy. I felt more confident. Like, damn, I can like actually do this.
I'm
Especially,
strong.
yeah, especially because I feel like a lot of it has to do with your mindset.
Hmm.
So like once you start getting that confidence, and like, oh, I can actually do this. Like I'll increase the weight by a little bit more, and once you can actually do it, you're like, damn, like I feel good. And especially when like they have those mirrors at the gyms. Now I understand why like guys love looking at themselves and they're like, oh yeah, like that, you know? I
Yeah.
think it is like a huge confidence boost. You're getting all like that, what do you call it, like the endorphins, that adrenaline from
Mm-hmm.
just a good workout. So I think
It's also
that's
the
a really good
lighting.
one.
Lighting is key. I feel like they do this on purpose at the gyms where they have the like
Oh,
really
that's
good
true.
soft lighting to like make you look more
Yeah.
ripped than you are. But yeah, I think lighting, at least for the gym wise, it's definitely very helpful and it's more flattering because if you
Yeah.
go to like, I think also dressing rooms.
That's what I was gonna say. Because I've had really bad experiences in dressing rooms where you
Mm,
try something on and like something seems off, and I'm like, oh, I just hate how this looks. Or it's like vice versa, where I'm at the like at the store in the dressing room, like, damn, this looks good, and then I get home and I look at it my mirror, and I'm just like, wait a second, I don't remember it looking like this.
that's a marketing ploy
So
right there.
yeah, I
So
think the lighting and all of
they
that.
make
Yeah.
it look like it fits you perfectly or whatever. And so
Mm.
then when you get home, you don't you second guess yourself like, wait,
Yeah.
this looked better at the store.
Yeah, that's why I don't like I prefer online shopping because at least like you get to try it at home. There's like
Oh
no
yeah.
rush, and then you can like try it on and like maybe even just like lounge around just to see how it feels.
Mm.
But at the store you just kind of have to make like a quick decision. You're just like that's why I spent so so long in the dressing room because I'm like gotta look at this angle, gotta look at it this angle, you know, and I get home and then I
Mm.
try it on. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look as good as like it did at the dressing room.
Have you ever tried on lingerie? Does it make you feel some type of way?
Lingerie,
I know you have
uh,
some, but I haven't seen you wear it though. So.
I feel like it definitely does. Like the times that I've like tried it, but then some of it also feels uncomfortable. So I think
Mm.
in like for lingerie, I feel like you do have to invest like maybe in like a really good pair of lingerie. It might be a little bit more expensive, but for me, it's always hard to find like my right bra size. Like I've
Mm.
even like tried on a Victoria's Secret where I had the lady come in and like measure, but then it was like only for like a specific bra that they had, but going like to other stores, like they don't like the same cup size doesn't fit me the same. So I feel like for me, like that's the battle that I have with like lingerie is that I can never find anything that like fits me properly to the
Mm.
point where I'll feel like sexy, you know?
Mm. That's gonna
I
be challenging,
Yeah.
especially for women, because then like I feel like from what you just said, it sounds like when you guys go through this type of thing, you start wondering, is it me? Am I the problem?
Mm,
And I
mm,
think that's not really the case for the most part. Like, I know, like, in the design industry, especially like in like fashion and stuff like that, there's a known thing that, clothes really aren't designed for people. Like, they just do a
mm,
generic thing so that it fits most people.
mm.
So I think, yeah, that right there could be like a challenging uphill battle.
Yeah. I think that's what's difficult too. Like with there being so many like diverse body types, like something that looks good on
Mm.
somebody else, like you know,
Mm.
even if it's the same size and like the same style and everything, it might look different on you just because like your body type's a little bit different. Like
Mm.
somebody else might maybe like on their hips. Like for me, like some things I feel like just aren't proportional. Like um I don't have super big boobs, but then like my hips are wider. So trying to find like sometimes like dresses that fit okay. It might be like too loose from up here, but then it might be okay from the waist. But then if it fits up here, it's like too tight.
I
So
think you look great. I think she
thank
looks
you,
great in a
thank
lot
you.
of stuff. But I think in the same vein, for like a guy's perspective, I mean, I don't know a lot of dudes that talk about this openly
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like it's kind of like, as a society, men aren't really allowed or given the opportunity to talk about what they really feel and like how they really feel about certain things. But I do, for me personally, I feel some type of way if I'm looking at like, especially when I'm like online
Mm-hmm.
shopping, and if I'm looking for like, athleisure or like athletic wear, they're always got like some super ripped and like
Oh
super
yeah,
like fit person wearing the things that they're selling.
yeah.
Of course, that's how you sell things. But like there's more than one type of body type in a
Mm-hmm.
dude. Like I know they don't say this a lot, but like, there's big and tall guys.
That's true.
And then there's like, of course, slender people like me, and then there's like people in between, and like, they always have the same shredded
Yeah.
looking guy, or he's just like extra ripped. Um, and so it makes me think like, am I gonna fit this okay? Is this gonna
Mhm.
like fit me okay? Just because I'm not like as tall as this person, I'm not as like shredded or like cut as this guy. So sometimes like it makes me wonder, is this really geared towards regular people? And I've read comments
Yeah.
on like, like Adidas's website, uh, about like some running tights or whatever, and like one of the comments was like, I've bought this and it gives me a muffin top. Nobody wants
Yeah,
that. And
yeah.
this guy is like super shredded. How's the rest of us are gonna
Yeah,
feel?
yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting that that came out of a comment section.
Yeah, and I think going back to that, like now I feel like for women, there's like on ads and like on
Mm.
billboards and stuff, you're starting to see more like diverse body shapes. But I actually never thought about that for men. You don't see
Mm.
that. I've never
Boom.
seen
You
that.
heard it here
Yeah.
first. Well, I don't know if you heard it anywhere else, but you heard it here first. But I
Yeah.
remember one time, now that I brought that up, I
Oh,
remember, I don't know if you just remember,
yeah, I
but I
just
remember
remember.
when we were in Asia, I think it was Cambodia, wasn't it? I think it was Cambodia
It
or
was
Cambodia or
Thailand. It
Thailand.
was
Yeah,
Thailand. I
maybe.
think it was
So
Thailand.
we were walking through like this open flea market type thing, and there was like, I'll have to show you a picture. I'll pop it up like somewhere right here. But like there was a picture of like a underwear model, and this was like the most average looking dude I've ever seen for an underwear ad. And I was like, this is a realistic model right here.
Yeah,
Like this is
that
how
is.
everybody
Yeah.
that wears this is gonna look. So then I'm like, this is setting like the level of where your expectations should be. Whereas when you see it in like America or like the Western culture, like everybody just looks so aesthetically
Hmm.
pleasing when nobody looks like that all the time. Like
Yeah.
even those models, I'm sure they like have off days, but like for a guy just to be able to look at like how clothes should fit. Because for me, whenever I
Hmm.
go shopping online, it's always difficult to figure out where I'm gonna land in that spectrum. So I try to find people that look kind of like the same body
Mm.
type as I have,
Yeah.
or like the same height as I have, or whatever the model's wearing. I go like the opposite. Like if they have like a medium on or something like that, I'll usually get like a small
Hmm.
because their mediums don't fit me like that. Like to me, it feels like a large sometimes,
Hmm.
but it also depends on the company and like how they make their clothes and where it's made.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of
Yeah.
factors that goes into it.
Yeah. Like now that I was just thinking about that too, how you see that like regular people, but then also the mannequins.
Oh
Like
yeah,
yeah, like on the women's section, I think it might have been like for Nike or something. You do see like different body shapes of the mannequins, but on the men's section, it's
it's
always the
always the
same.
same.
That really buff dude with
Yeah.
the like really thick
Every mannequin
thighs.
looks like The Rock.
Yeah.
Nobody looks like that. It's like, no,
Yeah.
dude, that's like a football player.
Yeah. So there's that, and like you mentioned earlier, I think like social media definitely has a lot to do with, I feel
Hmm.
like, the way people like view themselves, especially like young girls. And but I feel like overall it affects everybody. Like we're in our 30s and I still have like a lot of insecurity, especially when I see things like on Instagram, like people with really nice body figures and stuff like that. So that always, like, I feel like plays into my insecurities, where I'm like, oh, I would never like be able to pull that off because I don't have
Hmm.
that same body type, but that's something I'm working on, like trying to change my mindset on that too. That it doesn't, like, just as long as that you feel good wearing it, it doesn't really matter, what other people think.
Yeah, and I always try to remind her mostly about this stuff that like, just because your body is different from theirs doesn't mean that they don't envy what you have. Some people want thick, curvy hips. Some people don't want that. I mean, nowadays everybody wants that, and they get surgery for that. But like, I think that is just because of like body trends or whatever, and like
Yeah.
fashion trends and like things like that changed. I mean, back in like the early nine, not early 90s, maybe early 90s, but like the 90s and early 2000s, everybody wanted like a slender body and like super like thin looking, but now like everybody's more like, I want thick hips and
Yeah.
like, big booty and all that stuff. And so I think things will change. Like it kind of is changing now, but it seems like it's more so for women.
Yeah.
You know, like women is getting more of that positive, like body, I guess encouragement nowadays than compared to men. Like men has just been consistently like this,
Yeah.
or it's just kind of like this. But you know, you never know where you should land on that because guys don't really talk about it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Guys don't really speak up about it. And something I saw, it was from an actor. I think it was Jonah Hill. That yeah, he posted something about it, how like his insecurities growing up, and how like the paparazzi was just taking these unflattering photos, and he was like, "Hey, can you not do this because it really does affect their mental health overall?" And I was like, "That's great. That's like a man speaking up about
That's
it."
one guy.
So yeah, that's just one guy though. But
well, there's a couple people. I mean, like James Corden or Gordon? Is it Corden? Well, anyway, the guy on the Late Late Show.
Yeah.
Anyway, he talks about that. I mean, he's dealt with body image issues and all that stuff, and he says that he's had problems with losing weight as he was growing up and all that stuff. And I remember somebody made a comment about that on like another Fox channel, and I was just like, damn, why are they gonna like talk shit about him? And like, but yeah, I think it's more acceptable for women nowadays, like whereas men, for some weird reason, we're expected to be a certain like body type and a certain body fat percentage for some reason, like, and it's like kind of unspoken, and like we can't really talk about it unless you're like in a high level of like, I guess, celebrity, and then at that point it's more acceptable for you to talk about it because you're like in the limelight all the time, and you know people see you all the time. And I remember when Jonah Hill was talking about that, about how when he posts his pictures on Instagram, that the fans or the followers like make comments about it on his post, and then he tells them like, hey, don't mention anything about my body because I'm insecure about that, and like all this other stuff, which, you know, and that's like a famous guy saying that. Like how's everybody's gonna feel? Like, you know, nobody really speaks up about how they feel. I mean, at least from what I've experienced in like our friend group and stuff, nobody really talks about it as much, but I know they have insecurities too.
Yeah.
I know my friends do, even though they don't say it. Like I can tell by how they like behave when we go out and stuff, or like, you know, based on how they dress sometimes. And a lot of times I feel like dudes tend to overcompensate with like what they wear to hide their insecurities. You know what I mean? Like
I can see that. Or like you could even say like cars too, or like things like that, like just like extravagant things to kind of just maybe make themselves feel better about the way they look, but having like, hey, I may not look like all buff in this, but I have all this nice stuff. Like
yeah, I think I agree to an extent of how like when you wear nice clothing or like nice shoes, it does make you feel good. Like for me, like when I get a fresh pair of shoes and I put those on, it makes me feel really good. Like I don't know if it boosts my confidence or not, because like I don't, like I have insecurities, but I don't really care too much about how I look what I wear. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing an Ed and Ein shirt and a bucket hat. It's like, and sweatpants.
That's the style.
This is like a dad style here, but you know, I don't really care too much about how I look. But like when I do get like new clothes or like new shoes or anything like that, it does make me feel good. And then also like getting a haircut. Getting a haircut is just like, I don't know what it is about getting a haircut, but like you just feel like you're like reborn or something.
Maybe that's what it is for a lot of men, because I feel like a lot of men get, I mean, it also because like you want to keep your hair shorter, but I feel like at least with like guy friends and stuff like that, I noticed them going to like getting their hair cut more often, and I'm like, damn, I don't even go like that.
Well,
that
for
often
girls,
to any salon.
For girls, it's different because you guys grow your hair out, and it takes forever for that to happen. And so for us, like when we get our hair cut like short, and then when it starts growing out, you notice instantly. You're like, oh damn, I need a haircut. For me though, you know, like it's been the pandemic, and I kind of want to grow my hair out just to see like how long I can get it, at least once in my life, just so that I can say I did it.
No, but that is something I've noticed though with like a lot of men. It's like they do focus a lot on their hair. I think it's just because like, you know, just to get that clean look, they do invest in some products. I feel like even if
Mhm.
it's just like hair gel, but at least there's something. I
Mhm.
know there's some men that don't even do that, so I feel like maybe that must be that might be. Well, you don't have to anymore because you got a perm.
Well,
But
I mean,
before then,
yeah, that's true. I feel like even with the perm, uh, it also requires some like
mm,
type of product to finesse it around. But like that's true. Getting a perm was such a life changing move. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I waited so long and I was so scared to do it. But after I did it, I literally woke up every day without touching
mm,
my hair. And I mean, like to style it and whatever. I wake up, I'm like, damn, this was fine.
mm,
And like I just go out. But like before that, I would spend like maybe 10, 20 minutes just to do my hair a little bit. But even then, like before, I would just like have like bedhead and that was my look.
no, yeah,
Like ask my friends like from a while ago, like I would have like crazy looking anime hair and I did nothing. This was my routine back in the day in high school. I would take a shower at nighttime and keep my hair wet. Like I'll dry it off like a little bit and I'll keep it wet, go to sleep, and then I'll wake up, and then whatever my hair looks like that day is due to the bedhead. I'll just keep it
just
and
walk out like
yep,
that.
walk out like that. And
I'm
a lot of times it
ready.
looks fine. Like some of my friends are like, damn, what'd you do with your hair? Bedhead. That's it.
Yeah. So that's what I've noticed. It's just like, and when they care about like their hair, I feel like it might be like maybe their way of like practicing some type of self care,
Mm,
making them feel confident. Because I feel like there are certain things that you do that might increase your confidence a little bit. Like a lot of the women I talked about, they mentioned like having skincare, good hair day, or just doing their makeup, and I've definitely noticed that about myself. Like when I do my makeup, I feel a lot more like put together than when I don't do my makeup. But then if I don't do my makeup and like my skin's looking good, then that also helps make me feel confident. And I think a lot of the things like acne, like blemishes, all of that can really help like decreases your confidence. I know
mm,
that's definitely
for
happened
sure.
to me. But I feel like the older I've gotten, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm in a relationship. I
You
feel
stop
like
caring less?
I mean, I haven't stopped caring, but I feel like I haven't like done my makeup as much. But when I do it, I've definitely noticed that I'm like, oh damn, like it's
That's
like
true.
a
I
huge
notice it
change.
too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you have a face like, especially since you're not like super pale.
Mm.
You have like nice features where you don't need makeup to make yourself look
Oh,
good. You know what I
it's
mean?
like,
And
yeah.
I think makeup just enhances what you
Mm.
already have. Um, but like again, guys don't really have that stuff to hide
Yeah.
behind. Like we have at least. I mean, back when I was in high school, wearing makeup for a guy was not really a
Mm.
thing. You'd be like, be made fun of and you be called, I'm not gonna say it, but you get what I'm saying at I'm getting at when I'm trying to talk about that. But like nowadays, it's more accepting or like more
Mm.
acceptable for men to wear makeup and stuff.
Mm.
Oh, ignore that dinging. That's just my phone telling me to drink water. Um, but like I think nowadays because of like K-pop and K-drama,
Mm.
like it's become more of like a norm and mainstream thing for men to wear makeup or worry about their skin more.
Mm.
um I do remember back in high school, like I would have breakouts and like acne,
Yeah.
and that was such a huge like self-esteem issue. I would
Mm.
always try to like do something about it, and like it would not go away, and I'm just like, what is wrong with me? And like, I'm always trying to hide it, but I can't, and I always like get like these really crazy looking like acne on my face, and it's always in like the most like noticeable place. Like it's never anywhere hidden. Like it's not like up here where my hair can hide it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I've gotten it on my nose, like right
Me too.
here.
I had it on picture day. I got a pimple like the night before, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
That
Yeah, it was
oh
like
man,
must have been like seventh or eighth grade, and yep, got a huge pimple,
every
like right at the
teenager's
tip of my nose.
nightmare. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nuts. And I remember like I would talk to my mom about this, and she said that it's just what you're going through. You teenager, and this is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You'll go outgrow it, but like I'm still getting breakouts nowadays. But I think it's more of like stress and like
Mm.
stuff like that, and less more of like hormones. But like I don't think I started worrying about my skin more often than until we started like dating. Like I would just do like I would never like wash my face
Oh, yeah.
with like exfoliating or like cleansers. I would just wash it with water and then call it good. Never moisturize. My face would be like scaly and like dry. It's still kind of like that because I'm lazy. But at least nowadays, I'm more conscious about like washing my face at night. Not so much in the morning because I'm too lazy to do in the mornings. But I think ever since Pharrell launched his skincare line of like just the 3 steps, it's been kind of a changer or a game changer for like I guess skincare because prior to that you never really had anything that was kind of like advertised
Like
towards men.
specific towards men besides like the
Yeah,
suave men body
or
ones.
like there's Neutrogena, but then
Oh
like
yeah.
it's also kind of like it's weird. Like where there's like a section I think at the store if you go to the store
Mm,
where it says Neutrogena for men. And
yeah.
I'm like, what's the difference? Is there a difference? Like
Mm,
I sometimes use like the ones that are for women. I'm just like, is there a difference if I use this or
no.
not? But like I think that's like a weird marketing ploy just to get men to do things more. But like I think what Pharrell said that skincare isn't like a women thing; it's
Mm,
like a human being thing,
mm,
and that's kind of why he says like his products like human race.
mm.
So I like that marketing that he did, and it's like it makes it easy for me because I don't want to make everything too complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just wash my face, moisturize, and that's it. I don't need to do anything
Yeah.
else. And then sunscreen. Sunscreen's important, but again, I don't do that because like I'm too lazy to do it.
Yeah. No, it's nice that he came out with that because I feel like for men, they're not as invested in skincare like women
Yeah.
are. Where like as for women, like a lot of us do our research, like like you get serums, you get exfoliators, you got moisturizers, you got this and that. But for men, it's nice that he just came out and like, no, these are like this is like the basic like a starter
Mm-hmm.
kit for men, so that you don't have to worry too much about it, and it's something that you can implement like into your routine,
Mm-hmm.
but still take care of your skin.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
that
think I think prior to that, and also like I said, the K-pop and K-drama craze, I
was
never really paid attention to my skin until again since we started dating. Like I'm more aware of it because of like all the K-drama and like the
yeah.
K-pop people we watch. I'm like, damn, their skin is like
Yeah.
porcelain. And like it looks poreless. And I'm just, how do they do that? And like, of course, they're wearing makeup, and then also like I think some of them talk about their skincare routine, and so I see them go through this process, and I see, oh wow, these guys actually spend time
Yeah.
like taking care of their face, which
Mm.
is nuts because I've never thought or heard of anybody doing that prior to
Of any
like,
man
yeah,
doing that,
exactly,
yeah.
of any man doing that prior to what's going on lately. So I think having them talk about it
Mm.
more, it's becoming I guess is helping the rest of us.
Yeah.
It's making it easier for us to talk about it and like to go to the store and buy these things. And I noticed that at Target now, like I think Target is a really good example of this. When you go to Target, there's like a section dedicated for men's product.
Oh yeah.
And I remember walking through that. I was like, dang, this is nice. Like everything's like designed well, everything's like laid out nice.
Mm.
All the products that you need are there. And everything looks like they will make you look nicer and like better, well groomed. I mean, like manscaping has always been a thing, but like, face taking care of your face has becoming more or is
Yeah.
becoming more of like a regular norm nowadays.
Yeah.
And
Which is
I like it. I like where things are going with that.
yeah. I think the first time I ever saw a man doing like a face mask was in a K drama. Or like watching just like K pop
Same.
yeah,
I'm
stuff
like,
like
what the
that.
hell is
Yeah.
that? What are they doing? And then when she showed me, I started doing it, and I was like, this is
Yeah,
nice.
like this is like every time I would like get ready to like do like a self care routine and I would get out the mask, you'd be like, oh, I want to do one too.
I do want to do it. Like it makes my skin feel so soft. It
Mm.
is. I don't know what it is that they put in it, but like it feels so soft and moisture. It feels like my face has been drinking. Finally, drank some water, which is weird because I'm always drinking like at least 40 ounces of water a day. But like when you have that specific thing for your face,
Mm.
it just feels completely different.
Yeah, and I think it's just basically like you feel good taking care of yourself. Like you did that for you. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's so nice about like self care. Whether it's like just taking like a nice hot bath, like a bubble bath, that always like feels nice. Just doing like like a face mask, or even going like getting a massage, things like that, I think are like really important that make you just feel good,
Hmm.
you know. And I feel like it's kind of sad, but I feel like back when I was younger, like my parents never had that. So now that I get to experience it, I'm like, damn, like that's so sad that they missed out on all of that. Damn, it's been 30 minutes already.
Well, there you
But
have it, everyone.
no, no, but I think so I feel like this is gonna have to be maybe another video. Like we'll have to split into two because
Like
I
a
feel like
part two.
yeah, because I feel like a lot of like we didn't get to talk about like the social media. I feel like that always like plays
Oh,
a
I think
huge
social
part.
media can just be a video of its own. Like it doesn't even have to do anything
Yeah.
with confidence and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we touched on a lot of good
Yeah, a lot of good
stuff.
like tips. I think it doesn't always have to be like something like extravagant. Like you know, like maybe I know for some people like buying like a really expensive purse or things like that. So I mean, that's your thing and you have the money to do it, then definitely do it what makes you feel good. But I think
Hmm.
always thinking about exactly like what makes you feel good instead of what other people are gonna think of you. Yeah.
That's key.
Yeah, and that's something that I have trouble with. Like even when I feel confident like in a nice outfit and then like we're walking out and I'm like, oh like is this like too much? Like what are people gonna think? Am I showing too much skin or does this not look as good on me as I think it does? Like I always like get too much in my head instead of just being like, like just own this outfit,
Hmm.
And I feel like that's what really makes a person attractive too is just like being confident. Kind of like I guess something that does really help is fake it till you make it. I know it's like not everybody's a huge fan of that saying, but I feel like it really does help. Like if you're walking along and like, you just want to like maybe like strut or something or just you like when we're taking pictures too, I just think like trying to get out of my head and just trying to be confident like in my poses and I feel like that definitely shows in some of the photos that we've taken.
Hmm.
But as soon as I see somebody walking by, I'm like, oh, like don't.
I think
But
so. I was reading this book earlier at like the chiropractor's office about quotes for women. A lot of it's actually
mm,
like really good quotes. I mean, I took some pictures of it, but one of them was like kind of talking about that, about how a lot of times we think about people thinking about what we look like, but
mm,
most of the times people don't really care. It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
they don't think about you as much as you think about them thinking about you, if that makes sense. So like
exactly.
most of the fears that you're feeling is that you're just creating in your own mind. So
Mm,
if you ask people, if you're like confident enough and you think that they're thinking about what you're doing, if you go up and ask them, they're gonna be like, "What? I didn't
yeah.
even notice that you were just over there." Like. So I try to live my life kind of like that in a sense where I don't
Mm,
really care what people are thinking because even if they are thinking about me, like who cares? Like I don't know them. They don't know me.
that's true.
I'm doing
Yeah.
my thing, then they can see me doing it. And that applies to like vlogging. Like whenever I'm walking around with a
Mm,
camera, like I might get some weird looks, but who cares? Like this is I'm trying to make a living out of this. Like are they gonna pay my bills? Are they gonna make a living for me? Like, I'm trying to make content and get sponsored
mm.
and all that stuff. But
And just enjoy it
yeah,
too. Yeah.
and I have fun doing it. And so I remember like I did it when I was like on the street corner and people were in their cars like looking at me. I'm like, who
Oh
cares?
yeah.
But yeah, like watching my videos back, I'm like, it's not even that big a deal. I walk past people.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll look, but then sometimes they don't. Like I think it's become more of like a regular thing
Mm.
nowadays.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I'm still working on that. Like as soon as I see people like staring, I'm just like, oh god. Like, but I'm
I just
trying.
I just tune everything
Yeah.
out. I just focus on the camera because I'm trying to basically I'm imagining I'm conversating with like a friend
Mm,
or like my audience. So
that's a
then
good
like it
way
makes
to
it
think
feel
about it.
more personal because like I think like, oh, I'm not just talking to a camera. I'm talking to somebody that's
Mm,
watching this video,
yeah.
which quite a few people do watch the videos I put out sometimes. And if I try to make it more personable, then I think that
Mm,
they might like that more because whenever I talk to anybody, like not even related to videos, I always talk about myself a lot, like in
yeah.
terms of like my personal life, and then I ask them about their personal life a lot, and so yeah, that's kind of how I connect with people.
Yeah. That's true. That's a good way to think about it. Like I'm just talking to a friend instead of being more self-conscious,
Mm.
like, oh, I'm recording myself, because I feel like that's my thing, and I feel like
Mm.
I don't know, like maybe people might think I'm like too like self-centered or something, or I don't know, like it's just all in my head, and I know
Mm-hmm.
that, and that's something I'm trying to work on. So I'm glad that have you to constantly like remind me of like who cares, like every time I'm like there's people around, who cares,
That's true. That's
yeah,
my thing. I
yeah,
honestly, whenever we're like, I think like when I say it out loud like that, it makes me feel like it reinforces
yeah,
me
yeah,
too. Like it's like, yeah, who cares? Like who are these people? They
yeah,
don't.
that's true.
Yeah, again, like they can say that about me too. Like who cares about this guy? Exactly. Why would they care about me? I'm nobody. And then to them, like I'm just some kid with a camera. And then like you know, but to me, I'm just like they're just spectating.
Yeah,
Like they're
that's
just
true.
looking at it because it's different.
Yeah,
But I think like when I say it out loud, it makes me feel more comfortable
mm.
because then like I kind of break that tension. It's like there's no more tension.
Yeah,
Like who cares is who's watching? Who cares what we're doing? Like we're just having fun. We're enjoying ourselves, and if people see that we're doing that, then I think they'll gravitate
that's
towards
true.
it more.
Yeah,
So yeah, and I
that's a
think
good point.
a lot of things that we were talking about, excuse me, about how what we do and like what we wear
Mm.
that makes us feel confident, and like this video definitely translates to a lot of things that we do in our videos too.
Yeah. Yeah, and before we finish, I do want to say something that's like just been on my mind, something that I've read. I think it's like on Instagram too, that just helped me not get so much like in my head and actually be like, yeah, you know what, they're right. And one of them is just like that, our bodies are going to be continually changing. And like trends are going to change like every couple of years too, like considering like body image, all of that too. So that's where I just keep thinking about like, if I want to look a certain way, then sometimes we have to put in the work, like working out, diet, but also knowing that sometimes depending on like genetics, putting in all of that work, I might not achieve the body type that I want, that I
Mm-hmm.
am like imagining it in my head. And that like through like changes in hormones as we age, like all of that's gonna make our body change too, like having a baby, all of that. So those are things that I'm like constantly thinking about. And then also, I read, I think it was from one of my friends from hygiene school. She said something like, in 10 years, you're going to wish you had the body that you have now.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of stuff, I'm like, yeah, you're right, because our bodies are continually changing. Who knows, maybe in a few years, if I put in the work, then I might look completely different. But if I gain a few pounds, then maybe I'm gonna be like, dang, I look like I wish I would have appreciated my body more back then. And that's actually like when I read that, I was like, yeah, because when I was in my like early 20s, like I wish I had that body now. So like I wish I would have appreciated what I had back then, So that's something that I just, try to think about whenever I'm feeling down and, feeling so self-conscious. So I think I hope that's a good tip just to kind of keep in mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good advice. Keep in mind too, every body is different.
Yep, that's true. So no matter like what you see on Instagram, all those workouts, even if you were to do them,
Oh god, that's
yeah,
another thing
yeah,
to get
your
into.
body your body might not look the same as like that fitness model or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that. So just keep that in mind, as long as you put in the work and then you feel happy with what you're doing and you're enjoying yourself. I think that's what's good about like workouts. Doing workouts that you enjoy doing, because that's
Yeah.
how you're actually going to be more consistent.
Yeah. Also keep in mind with that same thing that the 6 weeks abs thing, it doesn't take 6 weeks to get abs like that person that's selling that program. They probably have spent their whole life doing
Mm.
that. But yeah, and plus, genetics and whatever. It's just a marketing ploy. So yeah, just do your research, you know, do what's right for your body.
Yes.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, that has been a sitting and talking session with Genesis and Jimmy. Please like and subscribe and check out our other videos here. And we will catch you guys in the next
Yeah.
one.
And leave some comments down below on what makes you feel confident and if you have any like tips as well. Catch you
Yeah.
guys on the next one. Thank
Share it
you.
with your friends and family. Bye.
Bye.